Well, hello everybody. This is Daniel with Daniel's Bullion Coins. I have my sweet wife Ingrid here,
Good morning.
and we're going to jump right into the questions.
Okay, John, I've got several this morning.
All righty, hit me, hit me.
So much happening. Do you think the dollar is collapsing?
Well, yes, eventually the dollar is going to collapse. Fortunately, we have the Trump administration with Drill Baby Drill, which is giving us the energy and reducing the cost of goods. But the inflationary pressure from overprinting is still there.
Yeah.
And the Trump administration is going to have to deal with that, and it's probably coming up pretty soon. But the real dollar collapse is going to be when the people start to notice. They start to say, hey, I'm concerned about my dollar. The average person starts to get clued in that, hey, maybe this dollar isn't so secure. People seem to not really mind inflation. They understand it's a tax and they pay it. And
then how will they know?
They will actually know when their stock starts to go down.
Oh.
When the stock market starts to drop, people will say, what's going on? What's going on? My assets, my retirement is starting to lose value. What's happening? And they'll start to talk. And the underlying current of, hey, the dollar is a fake currency, it's just paper, or it's just digits in a computer, that will start to come to life in people's mind.
Even people who don't have a retirement account or whatever?
Yeah, well, those people...
Because I guess the stock market will affect everything.
Yes, yes. It's called the K economy. And so you've got a K, and it's got an upper arm and a lower arm. The people going on that are living paycheck to paycheck, it's going down further and further for them. And then the other part of the K is going up, and that's people with assets and skills and things like that.
Okay.
And the people with assets and skills and the ones that think about it first, they're going to be the ones that are going to run for the door, run for the exit, run for silver. At that time, it's not going to be there. When that realization and the actual general public starts to realize, it's going to be too late. Now back to the K. The people who are going on this side, they could still get a skill, put the effort in, get the assets, and become an upper arm, become the upward trajectory of the K instead of being the lower trajectory. I don't think people have to view themselves as trapped in that. You just have to get yourself educated, apply yourself, get skills outside of a regular job, and start to invest in your future.
Wow, that's
Listen
good,
to
darling.
YouTube channels. We're not giving financial advice. We're just telling you what we do and what we've done to get to where we're at.
Right, exactly. Are we in a financial war?
We are definitely in a financial war. We seized the fifth tanker coming out of Venezuela with Iranian oil. And that is causing the Iranians' currency to start to collapse. And I think it's 40, 50, or 70 people, I've heard several different numbers, that have been killed protesting in Iran. So we may see that whole regime actually fall, which, it's so amazing, the 4D chess that Trump does. And we could sit there and go down so many avenues with this Venezuela. But what's happening, one of the key things is this is bringing down the financial regime that funds the terrorism throughout the globe. And by seizing this oil.
Yeah.
But then on the other hand, Iran and China and Russia and all that, they're working on their currency, their silver-backed currency. Speaking of China, I'll divert a little bit into, I'm going to save that till the end. We have that in the week review.
Okay, don't forget.
I won't. Don't forget.
Try not to let you forget.
It's in our week in review at the end.
Okay. Well, where is silver going from here, do you think?
Well, silver, let me try to describe it like this. You've got like a horse race, and you've got the horses in the gate, and the gates open and the horses take off. Well, all the gates open but the silver gate for the horse that's in the silver gate. It stays closed through manipulation. Somebody put a lock on it, somebody's holding it back through different means. Well, all the other horses take off. Wheat, corn, nickel, copper, they all take off running. And we can go back and we can look at the past history of their track record, and we can see them running. They're taking off, and they're all the way around the track, and they finally get out there, and they jimmy we've jimmied the lock open on Silver, and Silver takes off. The thing about it is, Silver, the people who have a stopwatch and they time the first quarter turn of the race, they can see that mathematically Silver is going to catch and pass all these other commodities. It's been held back, it's been trapped, it's been manipulated, but the race has just started. The race has just started. And those that follow the program, follow the other horses, saw their track record, you can time the Silver, it's come out of the trap and it's gone a quarter of a way around. You can time that quarter and you can see that it's going to catch and pass these other commodities.
Wow.
So that's, Silver has an incredible run coming just this year alone.
Yeah. So what we were talking last night, and I wanted to bring up the J.P. Morgan. He's front running. Tell us about that.
Front running.
That
Yes.
was fascinating.
Yes. So people like Samsung, I'm going to use them as an example, but there's many other phone companies, car companies, but Samsung, the industrial side of Silver, is putting in requests for their factories. Now the way it works is you put in a request, and then a month or two later they cash out the paper and get the tangible, and they send you the tangible. Well, J.P. Morgan is seeing these orders come in. And it's called spoofing when they do it electronically. People place an electronic order and it's in the electric wire, and they see it coming in the electric wire, and they will manipulate the price to benefit these bids. Well, it's the same thing now with tangible. They see these orders coming for tangible silver, huge amounts of tangible requests, and the delivery is in March. Well, J.P. Morgan is front running the tangible.
So you mean he jumps in front of the line?
He jumps in front of the line and says, I better get the last bit of tangible that's available. And when these guys come due in March, it won't be here. There's a possibility it won't even be there because they won't be able to fill their order in March. So J.P. Morgan is snatching up huge amounts of silver, and they're taking it right now. They don't have to wait because they have the government's blessing and covering to front run the tangibles. Go ahead and give me all the tangible right now. And I think when Samsung and all these other industries go to pick up back the pickup truck to the loading dock, the guy's going to have you've got the paperwork here, but the warehouse is empty. I don't know what to tell you. I think that could happen this year, maybe as soon as March, because J.P. Morgan is front running the tangibles right now, buying it all up before it's gone.
So we've seen those bullies. They just jump in front of the line and don't care about anyone else.
Right. Well, they've been fined, millions and millions of dollars for doing it electronically, where they see an order coming and they will manipulate the price to benefit them. They'll bet on it or whatever, and then win the bet and profit. And the person who placed the order is like, well, darn, it was up $10 when I pressed the key, but it's down 20 when it finally got around the computer and back to him. The price was actually down 20. So the spoofing has gotten kind of old with people.
What about this arbitrage that's going on?
There's a huge arbitrage going on between the price of silver over in the Eastern blocs, whether you're looking at North Korea or China or Japan. I think it even got up to like 130. So it's had a $9 to $10 spread at times between the price here in the States, where the CME and the COMEX are still able to hold it down, manipulate it down. 74.50 was the key number this week. They were able to get it right below that so they could unload a bunch of their shorts for just a moment. And now it's running back up again to 80. And I believe they're about to lose control of that, but we can see that they still have control of it. Until the tangibles completely dry up, the paper is still winning. But the arbitrage is very large. Normally it's 50 cents or $1 difference between the East and the West.
Right.
But the East is running. They're having huge demand. And speaking of demand here in the States. There
Yeah.
are a lot of people starting to catch on.
Yeah.
In fact, anybody who's watching YouTube knows that in Florida they had a coin show this weekend, and the line is thousands of people deep. It's never been like
Never
that.
been like that.
Where people are lining up, and to actually be able to talk to a coin dealer, pick up and walk out with their supply.
Oh my goodness.
So here in the States, more and more people are at the horse race, looking at the program, got a
Right.
stopwatch, they're educating themselves, they see the horses gotten out of the gate, and it's taking off.
Yeah.
And they understand that the person who invests in silver, 90% of the time, you don't have a return, you don't see any possibilities, but it's the last 10% that you make your money. Now, I'm not saying be an investor in silver. I really think silver is insurance.
Insurance.
It's
and
not an
gold.
investment. But
Yeah.
what
Yes, exactly.
else have we
Well,
got?
what is the best buy you think in silver right now?
Okay, clearly the best buy right now, I think across the board, whether you go to eBay or other coin dealers, whatever, is the 90%. Now, I'm a big believer in the 90%. I love the 90% dimes, quarters, and halves. I'm going to stick with that. But right now, I'm being proven wrong. Bars. They want the bars because
they
they're
do.
3 nines and they're easy to refine them, and they're making them into these 1,000-ounce bars and shipping them off to the bankers. But should there be a collapse in the currency, you're going to need those dimes, quarters, and halves. So what we do is we be diversified. We're not giving financial advice. We're telling you what we do. We just have a little bit of the bars, a little bit of the 90%, and hold on.
Right. Yeah. Well, what happened here in the week in review? We're
Okay.
going backwards
The
today.
week, yeah, we did the week in review at the end this time. So one of the big things I wanted to talk about was we are seeing people mulling around in the community buying up silver, scrap silver, and shipping it to China.
That's what I just.
Isn't that amazing? I remember when they were catching people, the law enforcement was catching people coming into this country across the border when we had open border policy, and they were buying gold and taking it back to China. So that was a big thing. And now it's silver, but they're not sneaking around with the silver. They're coming right around to the coin dealers and the vest pocket people, we call them. They go to yard sales and auctions, and they're buying silver and they're sending it back to China. So they're using every avenue that they can, whether it's buying the dory, whether it's buying the companies. They're even putting out videos. There's an AI video of some Asian guy that is trying to sway the market and sway people or divert the attention of what's really happening. Wow. And that is another currency is trying to rise up. And it looks like to me we're going to have a 2-hemisphere currency. Thankfully, Trump is going to make the situation where it's a Western hemisphere with Greenland and Venezuela and all these things, and eventually maybe Colombia is going to have to come along, Mexico. And we can do this currency protection here, and there'll be a currency there, and that's going to be the best scenario. We can't police the whole world. Trump's just wanting to police this hemisphere and protect this currency. Yeah. Which I think he has a really good chance of that, but it's going to be difficult. We have friends of ours that are in the business and are in different businesses, candle making or whatever, and they're affected by the tariffs. But we're going to switch over to manufacturing in this country, and we'll be able to put people to work.
Yeah, it's painful in between.
It's painful to switching over. It is. And it's human nature is one of the most difficult things is reinventing yourself. Yeah. And that's the key to life. If you really want to get ahead, you have to look out over the horizon and see what's coming. Right. Things are changing, and be able to reinvent yourself to fit into the new economy and prosper. Yeah. What's coming? Let me be a part of that and have that education. Maybe like AI is coming, or you study up on AI and get into that.
That's the before wisdom we need.
The before wisdom, that's a good word.
Yeah, the before wisdom.
A little bit more about the week in review. So it's the same thing at the coin shop. Yeah. We are getting a lot of people in selling, and I describe them as investors. They come in, they've got a little silver, a little bit of gold, they've got some stocks, they've got some land, a little bit of everything. They call themselves investors. And they see that this one particular thing is doing well, and they think, oh, I'm going to get out of it, take my profit or whatever, and go. So these are investors getting out.
Yeah.
Smaller people, smaller dollar amounts getting out. We did not seeing the stackers selling anymore. They're not coming in and saying, well, I'm just going to cut out a little bit of my investment or insurance. They understand insurance for stacking. They are, now we're getting into people who are investors. And I think they're going to regret and not understand that this is insurance against a collapsing dollar.
Right.
It's not, let's take profit and go invest in something else right now. Now, there will come a day, I think, when you'll be able to sell your silver and invest in something else, but that's not right now because the dollar hasn't collapsed yet. Really hasn't even started to show any signs of collapsing other than its continual steady decline, but hasn't had those stair step down or fear in the public.
Right.
Really, it's confidence that keeps the fiat currency going. And I can tell you the general public has no fear of the dollar collapsing because investors are still cashing in and that type of thing. And we do have and we might have, like we say, 20 or 30 sellers. Then we have one whale come in and, buy everything up in one person. And if we start getting 2 of those type of people, we'll have to go it'll strictly be wholesale then.
Yeah.
And it'll be interesting when that happens, that it switches over to where there's
retail,
more whales and more buyers, because we're having buyers at a level, whale buyers, that are wiping out supply.
Yeah.
So we used to take supply up and turn it in.
Right.
We're able to now turn the supply right around due to the fact that whales are coming in.
Yeah, that's true. Interesting times.
Very interesting times. Appreciate y'all coming to watch.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Be blessed.
Blessings, everybody.
Bye-bye.